Hi, Grace Chapel. This is Cynthia Silva Parker here. I'm a longtime Grace Chapel member, and I'm glad we're taking this time to talk about racism from a biblical perspective as a congregation. I want to share a few thoughts about racial reconciliation, but first, a few words about me. I'm a Black woman, married to a Black husband, and mom to 3 Black sons, who by God's grace have made it successfully to young adulthood. I'm so grateful for that, and I also resent living in a country where on any given day, in response to any kind of situation that would be benign for white people, racism could take them away from me. And I'm acutely aware that my husband and one son who are dark skinned are at even greater risk than my lighter skinned sons or myself. Dealing with racism isn't academic for me, it's deeply personal. So, now about racial reconciliation. I agree with Pastor Brian that we as the church bring something unique and important to the table, namely our faith. And I have to be honest, I wrestle with the term. Not only because of the way the church has so often been an instrument for racial oppression, but because the whole idea sounds so interpersonal, like a Christian version of "Can't we all just get along?" I'm dating myself with that reference to the 1991 beating of Rodney King by the LA police, but the example applies. Racial reconciliation is, to my way of thinking, more than just ridding ourselves of bias and getting along with people. In the biblical sense, reconciliation is about a serious and enduring solution to an underlying source of separation. If we want racial reconciliation, we cannot have it on the cheap. We need to reckon with the roots of the separation. Well, on the one hand, the problem is deeply spiritual, rooted in the worst kind of pride, greed, and ruthlessness that fueled colonization and slavery. But uprooting that deep sense of superiority and restoring the interpersonal relationships isn't the only thing we have to do. We also have to deal with hundreds of years of economic and social consequences. A woman named Kimberly Jones said it powerfully online recently. You could think of it like a Monopoly game. For 250 years, Black people went around and around and around that board and didn't get anything when they passed go. All that they built went to the white players who amassed great wealth from their labor. And for another 100 or so years, they played with one die while the white players played with three. And whatever they did accumulate was always at risk of racist violence taking it away, like the 1921 burning of Tulsa's Black Wall Street. So today, the ancestors of these two groups are in markedly different positions, with Black American families holding roughly 10% as much wealth as white American families. And that has set the stage for all manner of disparities in housing, health, education, and more. So if we want racial reconciliation, we have to reckon with these enduring, present-day material and social effects of racism. Building understanding and appreciation across racial differences is a good place to start, but we have to do so much more. We are all situated differently, and we're all on different learning curves. Still, we're all in this together. Thank you.